Los fulu minuti with te Leiataualesa Lima, 20 minutes after 5 here on the 685 show. PMN Samoa, 5:31 PI, the station bringing Pacific people together. Welcome back to our show this afternoon. If you've been with us or if you're just tuning in, we're just about to head into our very special Hamo Chat segment for this afternoon. We're crossing live over to Samoa, where our Senior PMN Journalist, Leiataualesa Renate Rivers, is standing by with the very latest on the 2025 general election. Pre-polling is closed today, and with the official polls opening to the public tomorrow, there's a lot of anticipation, both on island and across our diaspora communities. So we're very looking forward to an update from Samoa. Talofa lava Leiataualesa, thank you for joining us. I can see we are walu le vaiaso, walu fo I alo waso. I malo lava le ngalue, malo le tautua, malo lava le ono sai. Let's start with an update from where you are currently and how are things. I believe you're in Savai, if I'm correct.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah. Marolava Soipualesa. I am reporting from Manasseh at the moment. We just got back. Yeah, we just got back to our accommodation. We went for a drive to the other side and just had a look at some of the preparations. And so a lot of the people who are just arriving from Mulifamua. So we were at Salelonga at the wharf for a little while. Seeing as it's a lot of people coming over for the election. So, yeah. And then we were at the Don Bosco Hall, where the Electoral Commissioner's office it's basically like a central hub for all the polling officials. And they were setting people, in their different teams across this beautiful big island of Savai.
Yeah. Awesome. Malo. And with pre-polling, which I believe is now closed, how was that process, over the past couple of days with pre-polling?
So pre-polling was only on Wednesday, and it was from 9 to 8 to 3. It was 9 to 4. Oh gosh, I can't even remember the date. Anyway, it was yesterday. It was just one day. Who were voting on the day. I think there were less than 2,000 people in total. So, mostly the people who are not able to make it to the polling booth on Friday or stand in line for a long time. But it looked fairly smooth. We were at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission on Wednesday morning. Yes, Failimato Noanga with the Komisina, and he just went through the whole process and just a little update. And we also visited a couple of booths as well in Faleata and also here in Pasaleanga when we came over to Savai. So it was very smooth. I didn't, it was never going to be a problem or anything. Yeah.
In terms of the confidence, with the office and the HQ of the Electoral Commissioner and all the work that their office is doing, in terms of confidence from the people, do people have the confidence in their ability to deliver a smooth election this weekend? Obviously, if I'm you're never going to please everyone, but
Yeah. You can never stop the complaints. Online there, the sitting here not doing an officer, but I can tell you from what I've seen, they're very transparent. Everything's been explained very clearly to the polling officials, of course, they've been undergoing training.
Yes.
The media is there to observe. They're one of the observers. So it's very transparent. The process seems pretty straightforward. I did ask the commissioner as well whether it was maybe a bit too long to have like the pre-polling votes between Wednesday and Monday next week when it starts being counted. But, he's very confident. He said there's plenty of police and security, and they have a lot of security set up as well for basically looking after all these boxes until the official count starts next week. So from what I can see, it looks like a very straightforward process. Perhaps a little bit confusing for some people.
Yes.
But, he seems very confident and his team is very confident as well. Mm.
You've been around to some of the booths and, around Savai, as well as in
Yes.
the stations in Faleata. O le aso sila sila I le tūlangolo I e langona le tātua tunuu, how are they feeling heading into this election? Is the hopefulness? Are they anxious or probably perhaps fatigued, to say the least, by
Yes.
the turbulence of the past few months and recent years?
Yeah. I would say the fatigue, a bit tired of it. It's been going on for a while.
Mm.
But also, yeah, it really depends who you talk to. If you have a
So,
talk with someone who's a bit older,
mm.
they love to talk about the different parties and what's good for what and what happened in the 70s and the 60s. They love to go over it. So, but when you talk to someone who's, I guess a youth,
Yeah.
what is a youth anyway? Their focus is different. They're just like, oh yeah, we'll face go look, it's not as I wouldn't say that as high a priority on their list for
Yeah.
the everyday discussions, but yeah, it really depends who you talk to.
Mm. And looking beyond the ballot box, obviously
Mm,
this weekend is going to be full of updates and a lot of coverage and content coming out of
yes.
Samoa in terms of the actual election day. But let's take a chance to look beyond that. The results that this weekend will carry real weight, depending on who comes through. What kind of response can we expect from our people? Are we looking at unity and acceptance, or could there be some, I guess, turbulence from as what we experienced in 2021?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, up until maybe, no, I wouldn't say even today. It's been pretty quiet and
Mm,
you don't hear of any, even ang Sanga.
mm,
It just was just normal, like a normal day.
yeah,
In terms of your question about what can people expect or what they would want to see, I think people will want to see those promises,
absolutely.
whatever they'll want those promises immediately. So
Yeah.
whether those can be provided in the first maybe, I don't know, 50, 100 days,
Mm,
that remains to be seen. Um, but I think maybe the only concern might be some people really they can't accept a loss.
yeah.
I'm not necessarily speaking just about politicians because we all know what happened last time in 2021,
Yep.
but some of the supporters, they're very strong-willed. They really believe who they believe in.
Mm,
But I must say the overall sentiment I'm getting from almost everyone I talk to is is this thought of Ifile Musa Mua, for
yeah.
whatever happens, that everything, and that's across the board. So
Yep.
it doesn't matter what party they are. So that's been something that's very encouraging.
Mm,
I don't want to think negatively about it. So I'll just say it's going to be good. People will
yeah.
accept it,
Absolutely.
and we'll be in a happy place this time next week.
um, in America, when a new president comes into power, they're very heavy on the first 100-day plan. And now, I
Hmm.
don't know, in terms of Samoa, is there a similar thing with whoever comes into power? In your experience over the past couple of elections over the years, is that a thing for Samoa as well? Like, do we focus in on the first 50 days or the first 100 days? Like you've touched on Samoa, whoever comes into power, they really have to
Yeah,
deliver on those promises. Is that a thing?
yeah.
Is that a challenge for whoever comes into power?
Not in recent memory. I suppose because HRBP's been in power for so long.
Yeah.
Basically, fight.
Mm,
So we haven't really had to see this kind of, we promised to do this, and this in 100 days.
yeah.
I'd say probably that only happened at the 2021
Mm,
elections when FAST came in, and they said they wanted to do this and they wanted to provide this for our community. So I guess that's kind of a benchmark. But I
mm,
would say that this elections, because all three parties have manifestos,
yeah.
it's definitely going to be the one to measure against. So, time will tell. We'll see. I think the only one that I know of that's actually said, within 100 days we're going to do this,
Mm,
is the HRBP. So
yeah.
the SUP one's a little bit loose, fast as well, but I
Mm,
think they're just more wanting to continue on from what they've done over the last 3.5, 4 years.
of course. Um, looking in terms of Leiataualesa Tele ile region, the Pacific region, because Samoa doesn't sit in isolation. Our neighbors and partners are watching very closely with what happens this weekend. What might the outcome mean for Samoa's position in the Pacific region, especially in terms of Ilevama, New Zealand, Australia, global
Yeah.
players like China?
Yeah. Okay. I guess for the moment, the central main character energy is going to the other Pacific Island leaders. Um, they're taking up a lot of the airtime at the moment with their issues.
Of course.
But as I've written in one of my previous articles as well, I think that wise sort of word of that wise counsel that Samoa's been able to offer in the past,
Yeah.
has probably been missing for the last few years.
Mm.
And for the moment, it doesn't feel like we're really on the stage at all, really, because of our domestic issue, our own
Yeah.
domestic politics. So
Yeah.
it would be good to get back out there and sort of, you know, speak for a lot of the small island states as well, and
Yes.
make our mark again, because we were the first to gain independence. I think sometimes we forget how special that is.
Yeah.
And also we were very, very stable for a long time. So yeah, I think maybe just getting back in there and offering some wise counsel,
Mm.
and hopefully just supporting the overall vision of the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malo whaftai. After we close the polls on Saturday night
Mm.
and everything is closed down and the counts and everything is fast following through, how soon can we expect a result?
Okay. So the polls will actually close on Friday,
On Friday, yes, sorry.
which is tomorrow. Yes. So they close at 3 p.m.
Mm.
and then there is a preliminary count which is done at that time.
Yeah.
On Saturday, I believe that they sort some of the special votes, and I think the pre-polling as well. I'll
Mm.
have to double check on that one, but there's a lot of sorting that's done on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, final county lesson four.
Mm.
So we should know, if we're thinking about it, we should know who is the winner. If there's a huge margin, that's Farele.
Yeah.
So it really depends on if it's really close, then that recount starting from Monday, and also the pre-polling and special votes might make a difference. But
Mm.
I would say it really depends. I mean, is everyone going to show up to vote? It's almost 100,000 people who are, like, if they don't all show up and it only takes half a day to count, then we might know by Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, we should have a very clear idea
Mm.
of how it's going to look.
Yeah.
And of course, that doesn't take into account any potential challenges or
Challenges.
petitions in court.
Of
So
course, of course.
yeah, yeah.
Ole Tulanga Lea, I know there's been some coverage, obviously the voters, those who have registered, but there are those who haven't registered, and the implications of that. Any news or any kind of update in terms of how that enforcement process has been going on? Like, why I know there've been reports ele sala totongilo sala pe le restara i
Yeah.
Palota.
So
How has that
yeah.
been enforced, and is it possible to fully enforce that in Samoa?
I mean, that will be, I guess, the electoral commissioner's problem after this. I don't think they're doing anything about it now. Well,
Yeah.
they're obviously busy with the election period. But yes, there is a fine. I believe it's 100 tala for not voting,
Mm.
and if I heard correctly, it's about 2,000 for not registering.
Restara.
So it's much worse not to register than it is not to vote.
Mm.
But yeah, there's nothing. We haven't heard anything happening now where they're chasing people up for not registering
Yeah.
or wanting to vote. Yeah.
Malofa ftai. Look, Leiataualesa, thank you very much. Tal tonu o loo
You're welcome.
te le lava ia le luanga luenga ia ma le sunga le whatonu ia se uli o loo tāpena tuai mo le nea fiafi a maise le anga ia tumatai au Te tonu will have another opportunity to catch up, if not tomorrow, sometime this weekend. Yeah, malewai aso fo. Any last words from your end? O malolosi o lo malisa, I see you're very tired. O malolosi o lo mase yuli, por meo te whao le whaatonu.
Nee, whawhai lawe la fionga. I really appreciate this opportunity. We kiki o whaawai and didn't appear today because I was
Talo
trying to
whai.
file a story, but thank you very much for allowing me to come on and share my insights here on the ground. But I will pass on your comments to Seuli as well and spur
Bye.
him on for tomorrow and tonight as well.
Thank you. We wish you all the best, and
Thank
mausilo
you.
malolonga. Ia tātou toi mafuta se te mio luma. But for now, alofa tele atu le Leiataualesa, ia mo luma se yuli.
Whai lava.
Manuele Fiafi.